Hey there, welcome to the Lumiere channel. Welcome to your 10/11 March reading. Oh, cool. All right, they're ready. We will be using our elders, the enchanted map. I will be shuffling on camera, will I? I don't know. Yes. This is our guidance for today, for our highest. Fuck. Oh shit. For our highest good. I mean, it's not bad. At the bottom of the deck we have, of course. Look, a quick one, right? Short and sweet in that you're at where you're at. You've done what you've done. There's only one way to go from here but up. This is almost like, dare I say it, a completion of something. Completion of I'm scratching my throat. A completion of a cycle? I don't want to say that. A completion of a downward spiral? I don't want to say that. But it's like a completion of something that's been going down. A spirit of place says, don't get entangled in details or desires that obscure the truth of your situation. Step back and ask yourself, what am I really asking here? Trust your intuition. You can always distinguish between an essence that is true and one that is synthetic. Be honest with yourself now and remain willing to let your situation be revealed for what it really is, not what you want it to be. And now, this is what you wanted it to be. This is what it used to be. This is what it was at some point. It's not this no more. This was at rock bottom. Sometimes, when you're leveling up, just like I've used this metaphor before. When you go from first grade to second grade, when you go from sixth grade to when you go from junior high to high school, you reach a certain level, right? You reach a certain level of skill, a certain level of dominance, a certain level of, let's say, success or something. And once you hit that, you bottom out. It becomes the new bottom, and now you have to go up, bruh. Now you have to go up. And it's not in the beginning. So let me just get the essence of this. It's not necessarily that it's a rock bottom and that you spiraled out of control and you hit bottom and now you have to surrender and allow bottom to be bottom so that you can then, rise up to your new top. It's more so that, like, for some of you, yeah, that's the story, right? You've done the thing that has taken you to the depth of depth, and now it's on to some new, because what was can no longer be with you. Like, that's bottom. And for others, that's exactly the same story. It's the same essence of, you've done what you can. Sixth grade is over. It's time to go to seventh. Junior high is over. It's time to go to high school. High school is over. It's time to go to university, right? Being a clerk is over. Now it's time to be, a manager. You've bottomed out to the top of what it was before. Does that make sense? Yeah, you get me. So with the spirit of place, it says trust, but it also says kind of like be where you're at to me when I see the spirit of place. I'm not so happy with it being in protection, but in the protection, it calls out more so honesty with self and really looking at where you're at and being like, man, how did I get here? So there is a bit of like a panicky state here. For some people, so I would kind of lean towards, but then again I wouldn't, because even still, when you go from 8th grade to 9th grade, from junior high to high school, there is a bit of panic. Even though you've elevated, you've succeeded at 8th grade, you've completed that level, and now you're entering into a new. When you're going from singlehood to dating, now you have prospects and you have options and you're seeing people. You've completed singlehood and now you're in that datinghood. When you go from dating to being in a couple, now you're in a couplehood. When you're in a couple and you go to living together, now you're in this new phase where it's what was, you can't go back to that. It's devolved, like you can't, it's gone. It's like a, if you play video games, and certain video games, like you can't go back. Like you can't go back a level. You've completed that world. It's over. It's done. So I feel like certain dreams have been completed. Certain dreams are done. And that's now the new bottom. Now you're at, actually, this is really beautiful. This is all green. Everybody's outside here from the spirit of place, which is outside, outside, outside. What I'm seeing here, because this belongs here, is where you take new seeds from what was. Do you see that? I don't know if you can see this. I'm sitting down, but you take these are the fruits, right, of your labor, and you're done, right? So you're done, and now you're back in the ground, and you're taking the fruits of your labor, the fruits of before, what you've learned, your lessons, your tokens, your knowledge, your talismans of wisdom, your whatever those, whatever it was that you did, and you reached the bottom, and you're like, oh, well, I'm not going to do that again, or I could do that better next time, or whatever the lesson was, you take it, and now you get to plant it. And as you plant it, you're growing, and it is quite possibly growing with you. It's just, be honest in this space, because now I get it. That's nice. Woo, I'm saved. With the spirit of place, and having that trust and having that honesty with you, it's a beautiful thing, because if you want on, like, that's a good seed to plant. That's a good fodder. That's a good manure. That's a good vitamin, like whatever you put in your garden to help it grow better. That's a good weed killer, like that's a good environment for whatever it is to grow. So as it grows from rock bottom, as it grows from the depths of the depths of the depths of the low of where where you've bottomed out from, whatever it is, however this essence is hitting you, as you're going from here, now you're starting with a really good, healthy seed that has the best of what was, and the truth and honesty and clarity and pure intention of what it could become. So seed is being planted. A seed is being planted. For some of you, you may see that your seed has grown, and it's grown into something that you're not too happy about. It may be laced with something that you're not too pleased with. But I want to say there's still hope for you to preen. Take off the rotten parts, cut off the dead leaves, let them go. It's like when you're trying to grow long hair, you gotta let go of them split ends. You have to trim in order to grow your hair healthier. It's the most counterintuitive thing. You want to save every single hair, but baby, every single hair ain't worth saving, right? Every single split, nah, like that hair is frayed. It is heat damaged. Cut it so that the rest of your hair can flourish. And that's what some of you may have to do. So it's not too late in that you can preen. That's something I'm seeing here, because goes from 4, 3 to a 1. This is a 4. This is 2 plus 1 is 3, and this is 0. 1 is 10, but it's a 1. So I do see a lot of like beginning stages here. So for some of you, the story is you're in an opportunity where you can plant. Something is being planted, and you want to nurture that. You want to be a little more cognizant, a lot more aware. But also, I mean, I can easily say this because I'm in a nice warm place right now, but breathe, right? Not I should take it back from that. Breathe, enjoy your surroundings, take a moment to evaluate, and just kind of open your eyes and see what you're seeing, and notice what you notice about the world around you, so that when your seed is growing, the fodder you're feeding it, what you're giving to it is what you want. So the more you open your eyes and see what's around you, even when you look underneath the couch and underneath the bed and underneath the carpet, so when you're as aware as you can be, as open as you can be, the outside is vast as fuck, then at least you're leaving as few stones unturned to lace your thing with, right? So I'm waiting for the go ahead, the green light for, some of you know I have a membership, and there's a canary level, which is the free level, community level. And then there's the deeper levels, the Alumet, the Lumiere, and the Phoenix. In the Lumiere and Phoenixes, I put audios in there. And one audio that wants to be out there is how to cater to your shadow and that part of us, and that we don't pay attention to or don't want to pay attention to, but how to take care of that without being consumed by it, because we can be consumed by it. So I'm just trying to wait for the full, I guess you could call it download or whatever you want to call it. I'm waiting for the green light, and that's something that why? That's something that I'm saying because the more sort of aware we are about ourselves, our surroundings, why we do what we do, and just aware of it, just to acknowledge it, just to see it, right? Everything else can be catered to later. The better. So when we're planting these seeds, when we're at this stage of going from rock bottom and climbing out of rock bottom because we can't go any lower, we only have to go up, it's good to know in those early stages where potential has cracked and it's opening up and it's very susceptible and moldable and malleable, that we are aware of what we're pouring into it as much as possible, because our subconscious and unconscious can be feeding it, and we want to the best of our ability, have it feed things that are for our highest good, right? So that's what I have for you today. I do see that for some of you, it's something's already sprouted, but you do have an opportunity to preen it and attend to it in the way that you need to. For others of you, or for really the greater watching, which is even the one I just mentioned, something is growing, and it's a seedling, okay? It's a seedling, and you want to give it the attention, and by attention I mean the sunlight, the water, the manure, the fertilizer, the whatever it is that's for it. Not too much, not in excess, right? But that's enough so that it grows up to be healthy for you. Okay? I wish you everything. Keep your light on and good luck.